swept the glitter off the balcony to try to get out of there. That balcony is still covered in glitter to this day, and that was like 6 or 7 years ago. The friggin' elements.
I'm about to say
over
years
7.
of elements.
So yeah, the Avatar wasn't able to get it up either. That shit is still out there, and that's glitter.
So you're saying the strongest being in the universe is someone that can completely remove glitter from a place?
There is none.
It's fictional.
Like, I don't know what would happen when humanity unlocks 100% of its brain, but it sure as hell isn't getting that glitter up.
Welcome back, guys. We've made it to 14 episodes. That was it. We just made it to 14 episodes. I was very surprised that I didn't have anything else to do with that. But anyway, back to it. Thank you guys for tuning in again, coming to hang out with us, coming to chill. The subs are on the YouTubes. They're still going up, where the views are going up on the Spotify, the Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else podcasts are. So we definitely appreciate you guys listening in, coming to see us on YouTube, and just keep it up. Appreciate it. Tell a friend, or don't. Tell a parent, a cousin, brother, whoever. But again, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming, and we're gonna get right into the out of pocket, which is Breezy's favorite. More gaslighting in-laws. Gaslighting in-laws. My out-of-pocket for setting a glitter trap to catch my snooping mother-in-law.
No, you are not.
I love it.
You are absolutely not out of pocket. You are doing justice, and I love glitter traps.
I love glitter traps.
Everyone
Shout out
loves
to
glitter traps.
Mr. Rober.
Shout out to glitter hell.
Shout out to glitter in general. Alright, so let's get to it. For some weird reason, my mother-in-law really wants to go into our bedroom whenever she comes over. On one occasion, I followed her upstairs as she went upstairs. I was going to get something for my child as the bedrooms are upstairs, and she walked past the bathroom on the main floor to go up the stairs behind it. She didn't hear me, and I caught her walking straight into my room and rifling through bills on my dresser. She denied snooping even though I just watched her do it, and said she was just going to see our bathroom because she couldn't find the other one. She walked right past the one on the main dresser. Not in the bills on the dresser. She walked right past the one of the main floor and another one in the upstairs hallway to go to our bedroom. Since that happened, I installed an exterior doorknob that requires a key to our bedroom door and one to the door on our office/spare bedroom. However, she's still always forgetting where the bathroom is and trying to use the bathroom and office door. This really takes me off. My husband says I just get annoyed at it because everything she does drives me crazy. And since we put locks on the rooms we don't want her in, there isn't really a problem anymore. Well, over the holidays, we had my in-laws over for dinner, and before they came, I was searching for the bedroom keys. We hadn't used them in a while since we only lock the doors when mother-in-law comes over. My husband told me we didn't need to lock the door since she wouldn't try to get into the rooms, and I insisted that she would because she loves to snoop. We went back and forth and decided to cover the doorknobs in super fine glitter to see if she tried them. I did this once before when husband didn't believe me about the snooping to prove that she's been in her room. Last time she ignored the glitter and we didn't say anything about it, but my husband couldn't deny that she tried to snoop. So this time I covered the doorknobs in glitter for the office and went a touch further and rigged a little folder of glitter over the door to the office before the in-laws came over. I left it one side unlocked, French doors, and was set so if you walked into the room, you would get covered in glitter. Husband goes out of his way to show his mom the main floor bathroom when they got here and specifically asked his parents and sisters not to go upstairs. There's a baby gate so the kids can't get upstairs either. Well, guess who had to go to the bathroom and got covered in glitter and it's all over her hands and hair? She completely lost it and started screaming at me. So I yelled back, and now my husband is saying I went too far and I'm an asshole. Mother-in-law also says I'm an asshole, but sister-in-law said I didn't do anything wrong, and mother-in-law deserved it for snooping. The father-in-law is in Switzerland. Apparently her car is ruined now too because it's covered in glitter that she can't clean up. So I'm out of pocket.
Oh, that's interesting. Why?
OP, when you do that and they start screaming at you, you have to stay calm. Just say, oops, and just leave it at that.
I wouldn't even acknowledge it. I would have just the glitter would have been on it. I would just continue having a conversation or eating dinner or whatever I was doing. Because obviously, if you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't go anywhere you weren't supposed to be, you won't be covered in glitter. And now that you are covered in glitter, how about a proof I need? So I just continue my life. I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. You just gotta stay calm. Don't yell. When they start yelling, you remain calm. That makes them the asshole, undoubtedly. But that being said, glitter's never wrong.
No, glitter is never wrong. But in these situations like this, though, it makes me really, I'm more mad at the husband, though.
Yeah.
Because it's because my thing is your wife is your wife. The wife is the person you signed up, you offered to protect her. Or you offered to protect your partner forever, and that's the whole point of it. And so, when someone is family or whoever is literally invading your castle, and you just say, nah, it's okay. Stop. No, bro. If I tell you not to go upstairs, you don't go upstairs, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter, mother, father, brother, sister, whoever. And it's the fact that he was so unbothered. That part bothered me more than the mother-in-law. Because the mother-in-law, she's obviously out of pocket. And she's been out of pocket her entire life, and no one's ever told her she's out of pocket. But it's and you, as a husband, you probably dealt with your mom being out of pocket and snooping the whole time, whatever. But it's that's an invasion of privacy. And the fact your wife brought it up to you, and you're just yeah, cool, whatever.
Well, no, he's not gaslighting. He never denied. No, wait, except for the time they totally denied it.
He wasn't. I wouldn't say he's directly gaslighting, but he's just what is it? Obscuring the truth.
Enabling.
Yeah, enabling it, because he's definitely because he could just Mom, chill. Because it's the second time though. They caught her.
Is it just the
second time with glitter?
Third? Oh, the second time with glitter. She got glittered twice.
Yeah. So the way the story is, you got glittered twice. You got caught doing it once. So it had to have happened a number of times before then.
Mm-hmm. My whole thing is I'm wondering why. What's the whole point of this whole snooping thing? And so that's kind of. On his face, I'm of course, she's a jerk. Why is she snooping? But I gotta think deeply about it. I'm why is she snooping? Is this a thing? Is this a?
I mean, it's possible.
I think it's a psychological
thing. And so if that's the case, maybe the son, the husband, maybe he kind of to a certain degree knows that. He's okay. The snooping she's doing, let me do some analysis here, to see what's the damage here. So it's is her snooping hurting anybody? That's not normally something I would ask in this situation, because just the audacity of snooping,
right?
But in this situation, because the mom stays there, right?
No.
Oh, she doesn't stay there.
No, they just came over. Anytime they just come over for dinner or just for stuff.
Gotcha. I thought I might have heard that she had a room or something, but. If that's the case, she just comes to visit. Maybe he's just doing a cost analysis, okay, is it worth it to make this a thing? My mom just kind of does this. But I still think at the end of the day, you gotta talk about it.
You gotta have a conversation.
About it.
Because my thing is she just seems like the type that's never been punched in the mouth. No one's ever told her that you can't do certain things. She's the type that's always gotten her way, and no one's. Because to me, anyone I know that's been a stooper or a nosy person, just in general, no one's ever told them they couldn't have their way. And when someone does tell them they can't have their way, that's when they stoop and overstep those boundaries and such. And it just sounds like she just is entitled.
Yeah, it's a different level too. Because once a stooper has been caught, they're usually shameful, and there's usually they
something, right?
Yeah. But in this case, she kind of just doubled down and kept doing it.
She quadrupled down. Yeah. She got caught with glitter the first time, and she was yeah, whatever.
That's what made me think it's a something to it, psychological to some degree.
I agree.
But it's the thing too is the craziest part is they put a baby gate up, so you went over the baby gate to go upstairs to go into the room. To get covered by glitter, and then gaslit everyone else because you're why did you put glitter up there?
Doesn't sound like she. Well, we don't even know what she yelled. It seems as if it may be another out of pocket we did, where the mother didn't actually admit to any wrongdoing. She just started screaming at the daughter that she hated her, and lots of guilt tripping, lots of accusations.
Yeah. That's the only defense you got at that point when you're
pretty much
caught. glitter-handed. That's all you can
Just
do.
scream.
Silver-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just bow out and laugh at it. I mean, you just take the L and keep it moving. Because I mean, like you just keep proving. Because in those situations, it's like if you bowed out and just took the L, no people would be less likely to be mad. But once you start like yelling and being an asshole and making the situation a bigger deal, it's like now you bring more people in it.
Yeah.
And more people know that you fucked up because you can't deny that the glitter is all over you.
No, it's not.
It's like
You just hate
in your hair, on your hands. And it's like, but how did you get the glitter on you? Where was the glitter at?
So I'm not gonna say the K word, but I'm gonna take a turn from the younger generation. It's giving suburban anal retentive mom energy. The whole thing is
It's really giving that for sure.
yeah.
I appreciate both of you cutting that word out. I don't like insults that are based off of people's names because I know some good people who have names that
I do,
have become
especially that name. I know I have Sophie has a very good friend that has that name.
Although if your name is Dick, I will make fun of that though. I'm sorry, but it's just a funny name.
It is. So, how did it get there?
I don't know.
What, Dick?
Like Richard
Dick?
to Dick?
Oh.
Like
we should
there's
look
a lot
that
of
up.
names like that. Charles to Chuck. What?
I mean, but Dick though. I guess Dick,
it wasn't.
Dick was an okay name. How did Dick go from Dick to penis? That's what we should.
That's
be
also
asking.
that's also a very good question.
Dick is isn't that like a certain animal too? Like isn't that it's some type of gazelle, right?
It's a deer or something.
I'm
Yeah,
basing that off of Alter Muscle. But
I think it is. I think it is a. I'm about to say a brand, but
Dick.
it's not a brand. It's a breed. Offspring.
Brand of Dick.
I'm about to say brand.
Okay, yeah, breeds is what dicks do. So
that is true. That is true. I would like to, because it's like Richard, Richie. You know, it makes
Dick.
like how do we get to Dick? Because it's not even like rearranging the letters. It's not even like anagram or anything.
I mean, it's fair because you get rich from it. So or Rick, you get Rick from Richard.
So you just throw a dick in there.
word corruptions are weird. I heard that the Russian nickname for Alexander is Sasha. I think it's
That
Russian.
makes a lot of things make sense though.
Yeah.
Like older movies, there was a bunch of dudes named Sasha. Like obviously, my stupid American brain just assumed Sasha is just a girl's name, but it was like a lot of guys being named Sasha. That just makes things make sense.
Actually, there's one worse than Dick and Charles, and that's Peg for Margaret. I've never understood that one.
Peggy, yeah, Peggy's a nickname for Margaret.
Yeah.
Margaret to Peg. What?
Yeah, Peggy.
They even share the same letters?
I think it's the same thing. Like I think, like Richard and Margaret, they both had the same.
Yeah, the same.
Devolving.
There's like a middle step that we don't know about, like probably Margaret, Meg, Peg.
So like going from PogChamp to Poggers?
I guess I don't know your young person's language.
I want to say no. I want to say no.
I don't know what any of that means.
You shouldn't. Just degenerate parts of the internet.
Dang.
But it's even more interesting too, because like Ashley, like back in the day, that was exclusively like the manliest man names. Mm-hmm. But at some point, it just became girl name.
I worked with a guy named Ashley yesterday, actually.
I wonder if it's just like the Lee part. I feel like Lee became sort of like a feminine, whatever the word is for things that come at the end of a word.
Kimberly.
Suffix.
Ashley.
Yeah, suffix. Yeah, that's the one. But Ash remains, well, no. Ash is multi-sex.
Yeah,
unisex.
Yeah, it's unisex leaning towards, I mean, if anything, I would say 60 feminine, 40 masculine. But like, yeah, I mean, still like unisex.
I've heard Kimberly as a male's name too.
I think the same vein is actually like back in the day. It was just
like they may have. No, I think I got this wrong before because I thought Kimberly also meant sender, but it means something else. And it's an Anglo-Saxon word. But Ashley, of course, Ash.
Yeah.
And Lee.
Yeah.
Ash. I mean, I'm sorry, someone was like Ash of Lee. Like that was their epithet. I'm sure it's a place named Lee. Someone was Ash of Lee.
I think Lay.
Lay. Ash of Lay. Yeah, because Leigh. Yeah. Because the original Ashley is Ashleigh.
I've seen Kimberly spelled Kimberley.
Yeah. So Kimber of Lay. That I would imagine that's how like the dude's Kimber of Lay, and it's like Kimberly.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta look that up. That's pretty.
Yeah, no, words. I mean, not words. Names are very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I went on the binge back in the day and wrote down a bunch of names, origins, like just for future character stuff. Yeah, and then I mean, baby names too. We just went through a bunch of names too.
Remember, we looked up each other's name meanings back in 9th grade.
Yeah, I don't even remember what mine is.
Man, my mom was
just Aries.
Oh yeah,
Mars.
Mars. Yeah, yeah.
My mom had a kick. She named us all after like a British royalty. I didn't know this until I was an adult.
I mean, because your name is like Prince, right? Little Prince?
No, it's a Bright Nobility.
Bright Nobility. You're a Little Prince. Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But all of us, royal names. British royalty.
Weird.
Yeah.
Nerd.
My auntie too. I think it started with my grandma. She started the whole thing.
Yeah, I just went through all your siblings' names and I was just like, yeah.
Well, yeah, back to the out of pocket. Obviously not out of pocket. Yeah, I mean, you're protecting your home from who is kind of proven to be an intruder. There may be some mentality, some psychology. There's some ology going on.
Hang-ups.
And the son, or rather the husband, seems to be adjusted to it. Yeah. And he hasn't taken the time to discuss this with OP. And he should. OP, if the mother is going to make that a thing that she does, there should really be some common ground between OP and her husband in regards to mother-in-law.
Yeah, I think it's a disorder where you have to check every room in the house or every room in a place when you go into it. Because that sounds like, because I used to watch those shows where just like, it's not weird things people do, but like that's essentially what it was. Just like, it was a doctor and like some type of ologist talking about like the reason why people do things. And one of the ones I'm just remembering now, like you have to, I don't know if it's like touch every door or like open every door some ways to like feel safe or whatever for some psychological reason of it. And I was like, I just think about it. I was like, because when you guys are talking about like some type of psychology or whatever, it's just like something a memory just kept trying to pop up and it just came to me. But I was like, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. In a roundabout way.
All right. They can, if that is the case, they can meet the mother-in-law in the middle ground there. If they know she's coming over, just take her through the house and...
Yeah, like, hey, check out the doors, go to blah, blah, blah.
Sweep and clear.
No gremlins, no chupacabras or anything. We can just go back to it.
Flashbang out. Go, go, go.
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
You nosy ass want to see our room here? Come on, check it out. Nosy.
Basically, yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know if, like, for example, when Emma's an adult, I don't know if I ever want to go in her bedroom, like as an adult. Like, if it's not like something where like something's happening to her in her bedroom where I need to go in there, I don't want to see my kid's bedroom.
I have no desire for seeing anybody's bedroom, really.
No.
Yeah. Like, it's just, okay, that's where you stay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, that's cool. Unless, like, you specifically say, like, hey, I need you to go grab something for me. It's, like, on my desk in my room. Yeah. And, I mean, like, I'm in there. I might just take a look around because I'm, like, in a space. But, like...
I'm like a European vampire when it comes to bedrooms. I have to...
Yes. Yeah, it's super weird, dude.
I've been living at your house for 7 months now.
Maybe 9 at this point.
I've never gone to Gervais' room, and I've gone into your room like twice.
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
same. I think I'm about the same with you, about twice.
And my cousin, L. My cousin, he's like the mother-in-law. Just straight up goes into the room, into the drawers.
Oh no!
Opening the drawers. I remember one time, way back when we were kids, he just went in. I was with him. We went into my room. He just do. I'm just sitting there. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him with my mouth open, like the goddamn audacity.
The audacity.
I was like, dude, what the F are you doing?
Because even
I did say it.
Because at some point it's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I'm just sitting there watching. I was like, She's checking my drawers like that.
That's crazy. Because even when Breezy stayed here, like, this is my house and I own it. I'm like, he's in his room. Like, if he was in his room, I would like be in the doorway and like talk to him. But like, that's it. Like, I don't. That's your space. Yeah, that's your space. It's no same thing. Like, your place now. Like, I've been in like the doorway to talk to you while you're like at your computer or something. Because it's like that's just not something that you do.
Yeah, and I've never been in your room while you weren't there.
Well, same. So, with the only time I like went into somebody's room without, I guess, like too much. I usually, when you stay at your old place, I will usually not, but for the most part, we just hang out in there. That was kind of like
that was the hangout.
That was the room to go into.
But we went into in that case, we went to the room. We didn't go into anything. It was like TV, PlayStation.
Yeah. He didn't check out all my drawers.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no. I think the only thing I ever did in the room was open the closet because at that time your games were in the closet, and you told me it's like, hey, the stack of games is in the closet. Get the games.
Yeah.
Open games, close, done.
Yeah. If you had something around, I might pick it up. Like you had a lot of like workout equipment, I might like pick up that thingy, nutcracker, or whatever, or one of your weights or whatever.
But I mean, like that's. I just
it's
don't.
there on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you went into the drawer, pulled out a couple shirts, like, oh yeah, I found it. Here you go. There it is.
No glitter for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know because even to that, like, I don't even go on like Sophie's drawers. Like, if I fold the clothes and put the clothes away, like that's when I'll do it. Like, I don't even just go through my wife's stuff because it's weird.
One thing I appreciated when we were younger, my grandma would come in and she would, she'd snoop a little bit, but she mostly just clean your shit. She just clean the hell out of your room. Just come in. It's like a family gathering, right? And I did my half-ass cleaning for like family gathering. But grandma just come in and make it, just like professional. Mm-hmm. And at some point it's like, oh man, grandma was in here. She's seen my underwear and all this stuff. But still, like just clean her after.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom was the same way. Like she didn't. I mean, I know she had a little bit of snooping. Like, but I'm like, if you do the surface level snooping, like if you're putting my clothes away and you just happen to look through the drawer where you're putting my clothes away, can't be mad at you because you put my clothes away.
Balance you strike by doing the nice thing.
Yeah,
it kind of
just put that junk on the bed. They can put it into the drawers. That's what my mom would do. She'd put the junk on the bed and she's gone because she'd say that I was her second son, and her first son taught her not to snoop through drawers, but she wouldn't go into any more details. So there, you take that.
Oh god.
Oh, crap.
I can only imagine.
It could be a whole number of things.
I'm sure it was all right.
I'm for sure it was a Playboy, 100%. No, right, for sure it was. It was probably like a stack of 40 of them.
Big black bubble one. Black bubble one.
Dang, man, I just finished editing that video.
Big black bubble butts?
Not like an earthquake.
Quick. Made the ground shake.
My boy B Pumper on the ones and twos. B Pumps.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. Jeez. You know there's a bunch of controversy with him back in the day during B Pumper.
Because he got paid like $1 million to take it.
Well, I mean that, but it was also one where like he was literally like obviously he'd go out, find girls, scout them, whatever. He would get them tested because like obviously you have to, but he would like shoot the scene the same day and not wait for the test results to come back. And so like when other corn stars start finding out about this, it was like, bro, we're not working with you no more because like that is our literal livelihood, and you playing with it and life.
We gotta get this scene shot, cuz. We gotta get this going, cuz.
I imagine he said that with the Tim Zone.
Look good,
yeah. It ain't no funny colors.
Taste test.
We good.
All right. Are we done with the out of pocket though?
Jeez, man.
I mean, yeah, I think we have our final thoughts. She's not out of pocket. It's good.
It's good.
Mom's a little invasive, maybe for one reason or another, but you know.
Need to talk with your SO about her. Find out why.
Just have a conversation, find out. But you should definitely talk about it because at the surface level, that's a little bit weird.
I appreciate the solution, the punishment.
Because it's a
It's embarrassing.
Mostly non-invasive, like, you know.
Yeah, it's classic. Talk about acne. We were talking about acne in the last episode. That's super acne.
That is super acne. To be fair, though, I probably would have, I would have bought, a shower cap and, completely put myself in, plastic bags when I got in my car to, try to circumvent as much as I could.
Okay.
And just took the longest shower of my life.
That's true.
Even going to the shower with the plastic bag on the clothes and just take it all off in there. Wrap the clothes up in another plastic bag. But then it's I probably just throw the clothes away. Because what would terrify me is putting the clothes in the washing machine and they just have glitter on everything forever.
Is glitter hard to vacuum off?
Glitter is impossible to clean out of anything.
Yeah. Glitter is weird, but it's too fine to vacuum up.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it's too light and too heavy for certain things at the same time.
Yeah, that's where it's too light to vacuum up. So a couple of years ago, and it's weird that I actually have to use the word years now from the story I'm about to tell. From my mom's religious, the church that she's with, I made a crown, I guess you call it picture, except it was a giant cardboard slab. I made a crown with all sorts of different types of shiny materials.
Okay.
There's rhinestones, there was some jewels, blah blah blah. I also used glitter. And when I did that, every time I put in some glitter, I'd have to wait till it dried. Then after it dried, I'd take the entire thing, go outside onto my balcony, and pop the glitter off. And then afterwards, I swept the glitter off the balcony to try to get out of there. That balcony is still covered in glitter to this day. And that was 6 or 7 years ago. It was the broom didn't do it. Dusting didn't do it. Vacuuming didn't do it. Sweeping didn't do it. The friggin' elements.
I'm about to say
over
years
7.
of elements.
So yeah, the Avatar wasn't able to get it up either. And that shit is still out there, and that's glitter.
So you're saying the strongest being in the universe is someone that can completely remove glitter from a place?
There is none.
It's fictional.
I don't know what would happen when humanity unlocks 100% of its brain, but it sure as hell isn't getting that glitter up.
That might be the funniest thing I've ever heard.
That's the quote.
Oh man, that is a quote. I can see that you putting that on the sunset background, the generic sunset background, and just putting a quote on there, and just having it posted in a card shop.
One day when I make an RPG game alpha, I'm gonna have a status effect called glitter.
Ooh.
Once you get it, it's on there for the rest of the game.
Ooh, I dig that.
Oh, it's like Pokerus.
That's what I was just thinking about.
And if you save a save file, it'll infect the other save file next to it.
That's how you get your shinies.
It'll fall down into save files below it.
Oh no!
Yeah, it has a higher, the percentage lowers if you go down to save files.
Oh no!
But it's never 0%.
It'll literally fall onto it.
That's so bad.
I made the promise. Now I got to do it.
It's in there. It's on the internet. I mean, it will be on the internet. So yeah, it'll live up there in the cloud for free. So today, I wanted to ask you guys, if you can get any person in the world, alive or dead, any time period, to narrate your life, who would it be?
It would have to be the Twilight Zone guy.
Robert Stack, Unsolved Mysteries.
Holy shit!
Ooh, that's a good one.
That
is a good one.
That's a pretty overpowered narrator right there.
I want the OG boxing guy. The let's get ready to rumble.
Michael Buffer. Yeah.
Because I feel like he would make. Because if he was narrating my life, I feel like I would be able to accomplish anything. Because the way he talks, it just makes you feel like you're ready for war, no matter what's going on.
Shit, if you put it like that, then I'm gonna either get murdered or kill some people. Unsolved Mystery, dude.
Ooh. Oh yeah, good point. Oof, unsolved mystery.
Oh.
Nah, man.
Oh.
I mean, it could just be ridiculous, like unsolved mystery. What would Breezy be eating for dinner today?
Oh, wait.
That'd be cool.
He has chicken, pasta,
That'd be cool.
and something in the back of the fridge that no one knows what it is.
So would I have to actually hear them doing it?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, okay. That does change it up a little bit.
It will be like disembodied voice.
Can we get music with it too?
Yeah, you get a soundtrack.
Okay, I'll take up Bob Barker from Price is Right. Or not Bob Barker, but the guy who announces like the new car.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
But I gotta put a caveat. If you do that, you will have to get the exclusively Price is Right theme songs with it. Like every soundtrack that the Price is Right have is available to you if you take him.
Okay, I'll take it because that's my everyday life. Like my slice of life music would be like Price is Right. Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. Going on walks.
I probably would go on more walks because that's
Yeah.
Well, if we get a theme song to go along with it, could we also get, I suppose, there are whole musical tracks that the narrator did? Like, could I get their entire discography?
You have to pick them from a certain thing. And you get that soundtrack.
That soundtrack. All right. So, hypothetically, right? Randy Newman.
Oh.
You can pick them from Toy. If you give them Toy Story, you get the Toy Story soundtrack. You don't get the whole catalog. You just get the catalog for that. Because you got to pick Randy Newman, Toy Story Randy Newman. Or
I can just pick Randy Newman. Just Randy Newman.
Yeah.
You know, I think he has the greatest hits collection, all that stuff on it.
Randy Newman?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can listen to Randy Newman's voice for my entire life.
Oh, I can. You gotta listen to more of his music, man.
Dude, you guys are insane.
You gotta listen to more.
No, I was around when you found his discography and listened to all of it.
Dude, you can leave your hat on. That's top tier music.
Short people?
I gotta use the bathroom. Drop the big one now.
Oh my god, it's such a great song.
Such a great song. I don't know. Sam Jackson would be a fun one. I don't know what. I guess I would take Sam Jackson from the Avengers, from the Marvel movies, just because the catalog music would be the largest.
Kind of worry, like, what would Sam Jackson do when you were like fucking up? I just imagine Sam Jackson in my ear. Oh,
this stupid motherfucker. He's studying for this. Now you got F. Look at his dumb ass.
He go full Shia LaBeouf with the.
You know you should be asleep right now. Take your ass to. Didn't he actually narrate that?
He did. Take your ass to sleep. Yeah. It was a kid's book, but that was the tagline. Take your ass to sleep.
You should look that up on YouTube. That book is epic.
That sounds like when Ludacris did because he read Llama Llama.
I gotta watch that, man.
Red pajamas. Him doing that, or DMX singing Rudolph. Classic.
I heard
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. What? Dude, he did his ad-libs and everything. Masterclass.
No, that reminds, like, if I ever got haters, I would get the Grinch's guy to narrate my life, because he
flamed like Ron something.
Everybody.
He was cooking them.
My mom knew his name. My mom loved him. Just
the voice actor.
The
narrator?
The singer?
Yeah, singer narrator.
He was the narrator
too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like his name was Ron something. Ron White?
Probably.
Ron White sounds familiar.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure the first name was Ron, but I need to look that up.
He had a great voice.
Look that up. I'm feeling like Ron White, but I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Or Phil Collins.
My
life would be jazzy, sexy as fuck.
The Tarzan thing?
Yeah.
He was like the Nickelback of Disney. We grew up in an age where everything was Phil Collins.
Or Elton John.
Randy Newman.
And Randy Newman. That is the weird trifecta of music.
Yeah, the Disney singers, they were hot. And every time you turn on the television, you'd see a commercial for a Disney movie, and that was being sung by one of them. And it was Yeah.
Phil Collins was like, he was in a bunch of movies because I Can Feel It wasn't like everything.
Yeah.
I actually straight up enjoyed that song.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It was a good song. I mean, he's just a good composer music. I think Ed Sheeran is the new that Elton John / Phil Collins type of music.
Probably heard his music, but I don't know what it is.
Ed Sheeran, you should look at it is a wide variety of like from everything from like pop. He got songs like Cardi B and like
he's been around.
Like he's got music with everyone. Like he's got one of those voices that like it sounds. I don't want to insult him because it sounds plain in the sense that like you could put it with any type of other vocalist or rapper or whatever, and it just works. I guess when that plain, it's very camouflagey or like I don't know. It's just so easy to put it with like no matter what genre of music it is, it's successful. And what's super cool is like when we went to Ireland, the couple we know in there, they were telling us that like anytime he goes back to meet his grandma, is this like bar he always goes to that he used to go to back when he was like a kid, not a kid, but like younger. And he just puts on like parking lot concerts when he's drunk.
Nice.
Just sits on top of his car and just starts singing for the people. And then all these drunk people in the parking lot just getting this free concert from Ed Sheeran.
That's cool.
And I'm like, that's dope. Like that's what I would like to do if I was a famous singer. Just go back to the hood and do something for the people.
That's dope.
Yeah, I actually really like his I really like his music.
Yeah, I'm not hip to any music from like the past like 15 years. There's some stuff that catches my ear. I'm sure I probably heard some of his songs.
I'm sure you have because his stuff's everywhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. You check him out.
Yeah, because he has a pretty impressive discography. And it's the funniest thing is recently that he got signed to Snoop's label. So it's a viral picture of Snoop giving him a chain. And so he's like this little Irish, like redhead Irish kid. He's not a kid, he's a grown ass man. But then you got Uncle Snoop just giving him this big platinum chain. And it's just, it's just literally where you see like the white kid in the hood hanging out with everybody else, and like he get his first chain, and he's just looking all cheesy, and everybody's like, yeah, look at him.
Me and my boy Edward back in the day. Edward was like this tall dude, red freckles, bright ass red hair, in the middle of the hood.
It's always one.
Yeah,
it's always one.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, it's dope. Or the Dragon Ball Z
which one?
Bruce Falconer?
Yeah, next time.
The
next episode guy.
I think that was the guy who played Ginyu, if I recall correctly. That was Bryce. I want to say Bryce Armstrong was his name.
Either him or Tom. Toonami Tom.
Toonami Tom.
I would just feel like the coolest motherfucker on the planet at all times.
Actually, that's Steve Bloom.
Yeah.
Is that Bloom?
Yeah, that's Steve Bloom.
That is Bloom. You know, I'll take Bloom. I'll take Bloom just because I would get like such variety.
Yeah.
I'll take Bloom.
Yeah.
I'll take Bloom because it'll be fun.
You remember when Moltar hosted Toonami? That's a deep cut.
Moltar
was the first host of Toonami.
I don't remember Moltar.
Back when they used to run Johnny Quest, they used to run The Real Adventures of Johnny Quest and some other shit.
No, I had a violent hate for Johnny Quest when I was a kid.
Oh man, I kind of used to like it, but I could see.
Don't know why. I have no recollection.
It came on late and it was old. So it probably put you to sleep.
But I still like at that time. I liked old cartoons. Like I liked the Jetsons and like the Flintstones and like all those other like old Hanna-Barbera stuff. Love those. But something about Johnny Quest just made me want to punch the TV when I was a kid.
There was no comedy.
I wasn't able to get into it either.
It was no fun.
I liked it because it was like just pulp adventure. Just them.
Adventure Time did it better.
To be honest, I was about to say we grew up on Digimon, and for like young men's adventure, you know, shonen adventure, basically, Johnny Quest just couldn't compare to the adventures of the kids in Digimon. So I'd just be sitting there just. The few times that I actually would watch enough of Johnny Quest to watch it, I'd just be sitting there just...
It had to be like nothing else. I was like, I would watch like my grandma's stories or watch the news with her like, before I watched it. No, I guess I could not watch Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest wasn't that bad, man.
Bro, by that point, they had Boomerang. you know.
Well,
and when Johnny Quest was on, I'd be on Boomerang or something.
Yeah, or any other, like I said, any other channel.
I watched all that stuff. I watched Serious Space Ghost, like before he got his talk show. I watched that. I watched Serious Birdman before he got his comedy show.
I liked Birdman. I watched Birdman.
Serious Blue Falcon.
I watched Blue Falcon, but I liked Blue Falcon because of Scooby Doo. Like a lot of the Blue Falcon Scooby Doo crossovers and stuff. Yeah. And then I ended up watching Blue Falcon. I liked it. It was. I mean, I think I probably liked it as a kid because it was a superhero show. He was just doing superhero stuff. So I mean, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be funny. Yeah. Same thing with Space Ghost and what was the other one you said?
What?
Birdman.
Birdman. Yeah.
Or did you watch the Herculoids?
I did not watch
Herculoids. Like some terrible disease. I'm sorry, man.
Bro, that sound like dollar store toys.
They kind of were. But it was like they had. It was just kind of ahead of its time. Actually, it was like kind of futuristic barbarian type stuff. They used to ride this like rhinoceros. They used to shoot meteors out of his horn.
Sounds like
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I want to say I've seen the toys, but never like the show or whatever.
If you see it, you'll know you probably scanned it on Cartoon Network
and just be like, kept going.
You probably gave it the same treatment as Johnny Quest.
No, nothing. As a kid, nothing I hated more than Johnny Quest. That's hands down.
Really?
Yeah, like nothing. Like because every other cartoon, even though I didn't like it, I would end up watching it. But Johnny Quest was something that like,
Quest was definitely
like I literally watched like maybe 2 or 3 times, not even whole episodes, like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like,
damn, I actually like Johnny. Did you like it when they brought it back and like made it, I think 3D or whatever?
I like Adventure Time.
It was. Yeah. I don't know. Johnny Quest was kind of fire though.
Because to me, it didn't do anything different. Like it was just a generic adventure story, and it wasn't about the kids. Like the adults were doing the stuff, the kids were just kind of there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of bugged me. Where like everything else that when we were kids, everything the kids were the focus.
Actually, you know what Johnny Quest is? Johnny Quest was that other show, Venture Brothers, which is Johnny.
That's
Quest
what I meant. That's what I meant. Venture. That's what I meant. Venture Brothers, not Adventure Time.
Okay.
Ventures Brothers is what I meant to say.
Venture Brothers is just because I was going to compare Johnny Quest to Hardy Boys, but Venture Brothers is just Johnny Quest and Hardy Boys put together with comedy.
I actually enjoyed Hardy Boys.
Obscene amounts of violence.
Yeah, me too.
I like the books too. Yeah. The books are fun.
Shit, why don't y'all like Johnny Quest then?
I don't know.
I just like Hardy. It was the same stuff.
I think it was because like the Hardy Boys, it was more of them doing stuff. Like I felt in Johnny Quest, it wasn't them doing anything. Like the adults were doing everything, and they were just kind of like the adults were the ones getting called to go into the adventure, and they were just there. It wasn't like, for example, like Kim Possible. Like Kim was the secret agent. It wasn't like her mom was a secret agent. She was just tagging along.
Oh, because they weren't the driver.
Yeah, they weren't the driver force. So it was like it felt like an adult show to me, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Instead of like a kid show. I think I'm looking back on it. I'm thinking that's what my child brain was saying.
Well, fair enough, honestly. Like, I get what you were saying. It's just, I didn't know you hated it.
Yeah, I had such a distaste for it, bro. Such a distaste for it.
Your hatred for that is like my hatred for cubics.
Why is everyone talking about cubics?
I like cubics. I
hate cubics.
It creeps me out so much.
Bro.
Maybe I'm thinking of Q-Berts. I don't know.
Q-Bert is the little creature thing that jumped.
The game.
The Q-Bert, yeah.
Okay, what's cubics?
That's a stupid...
He was like
fake Legos on Kids WB.
It's just as bad as cube.
He was a cube. Like he was a bunch of cubes put together. He can like change into different things, like how you rearrange his cubes.
Oh God, kill me!
It was 3D. It was a full 3D show in the year 2000, and they probably should.
It was not animated well.
Yeah, they probably should just call the cube boring.
I feel like I'm just being blasted both sides by both your guys.
I watched it and I enjoyed it, but like you are not wrong.
Thank you.
You were not wrong.
Thank you.
You were not wrong.
I'm gonna have to take the pilgrimage and watch some of this shit.
Oh no, you don't.
It's it was like one of the worst ones of like Kids WB. It was a Saturday. It was a Saturday or Sunday morning. It was
Saturday. It came on like close to last, and that was my time to start watching cartoons.
Yeah, but something came on after it, and that's the reason.
So.
I want to say it was Digimon. It was something really good that came on after it, so that's why I started watching it.
I think you're right.
And I just kind of, I don't want to say suffer through it, but I was like, I enjoyed it enough to actually continue watching it.
Nah, I obviously turned on some real life.
Dang, man, you'd rather do that as a kid? That is messed up.
I had to turn my game off for like 30 minutes to play some Tony Hawk or something.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
Tony Hawk was goated. Yeah. One of the greatest games of all time.
Ooh. Either of you guys ever watch any of the ABC Family shows?
I did.
Like Pepper Ann was probably my favorite, or Recess.
I used to watch some of the anime on there. Like, of course, Beyblade was ABC Family.
Let it rip.
Digunder was another good one. Metabots was ABC.
Metabots one of my favorite old school animes.
I tried to watch Beyblade, but I could never watch enough of it to get over the utter ridiculousness of it. I mean, like when I did get to the point where they were just like launching out dragons at each other through their tops and stuff, and it was like I want to like this, but I'd like miss 5 episodes after that. Then when I come back, it'd be some even dumber shit happening.
That's when I knew I could watch anything. When I watched like 2 seasons of Beyblade.
See, I couldn't get into Beyblade. All the other stuff, like card game type stuff or anything like that, in that time frame for sure. Yeah. Beyblade, I couldn't get into. My boy back in the day loved Beyblade. He bought the Beyblades, and I remember because
those are actually cool.
He bought the big like ice tub thing, like like the official one. So he had to play it, and I was just like, bro. We literally out here just spinning tops. I'm like, it's a million other things that is more fun than this. And I'm like,
I knew immediately it was. So me and Will actually got to play last year. We got to play
with actual real Beyblade.
Yeah, he bought it for his son, but his son's a child. His son's a toddler. Yeah, so he couldn't use them. So we just let it rip for like 30 minutes, and we immediately put it away and never touched it.
Dang, man, you never even learned how to rail grind with those things.
Nah.
You can't even run in the ceiling. I'm just quoting stuff that I saw in the few episodes I managed to watch.
That is the stuff that like threw me off or whatever. Because it's like, don't get me wrong, like I put up with a lot of ridiculous things in a lot of shows that I've watched, but it's like
that's why
you gotta make it make sense. And I'm like, so after you let it rip, I get it. It's in there and it's spinning around, whatever. But like, the fact that they were like controlling it with like their soul attached to like the dragon or tiger or whatever it was, I was just like, you didn't get me here.
I was hoping it was like AI or something, but no, it was actually like key. It was like their key doing it with the spirits.
It's in the wrist when you let it rip. You gotta sort of like twirl the wrist in the direction that you want it to go. Like 10 minutes from now, after it's done, like rail grinding, like Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, you wouldn't understand. I assume.
I just knew, like, in real life, they wouldn't spin forever in the show, and I was like, it's going to be pointless if I play it in real life. So I never was interested in, like, the toys. But, like, the show was, like, really cool, because it was just generic shonen. All the shonen tropes were there.
The thing that bothered me, though, is because, like, think about shonen. It's like, you got fights that last, like, 5 or 6 episodes, right? Yeah. And it's like, one of my boy was, like, trying to get me to watch it. We're in the middle of this fight with these 2 dudes, and I'm like, bro, these Beyblades are spinning for like 6 episodes. And I was like, I sat and watched Goku power up for like 15 and I wasn't mad. Mm-hmm. But like something about a top spinning for 6 episodes.
And they're just doing this repeatedly.
And I can't. Well, and the thing that threw me for a loop too is like putting together. Because like obviously a lot of anime, like the stuff that they're seeing is like just animated for us. So I'm like, in real life, they're just watching 2 tops just bashing each other for 6 for 6 episodes. And I was just like, I can't.
Doing the reaction face like,
and that same day was the day that we played it, and that's when that realization hit. So like when they hit each other a couple times, I'm like, wow, this is what they see in through the eyes of the anime character. I'm like, this is dumb,
bro. It lasts like 5 seconds, and it's done.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, but for me, is just the actual toys are just destructive enough, or we're just destructive enough and violent enough in application to completely satisfy my child brain. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna launch this shit and blow your shit out of the fucking water. Vroom.
See, I'd rather play with the punchy bots. I'd rather play with the punchy bots.
The design is so good though. Like
they do look cool. They do look really cool. I can't deny that.
So Will had like the one with like really good technology, the one that you just like press a button and win. Basically, it does all the work. I wanted the fucking ripcord, bro. Like I wanted.
Yes, I want the ripcord
because it's visceral. It's like
got the Hisoka moans going. Oh.
But
I think that's what the later seasons went to, though. I think they got rid of the ripcords and like went to like the actual like gun type thing.
You can't let it rip if you don't got the ripcord.
Yeah, they did like some other like ridiculous motion.
Yeah, that's weak. You need the.
You press the button.
Yeah,
that's weak stuff.
I mean, I think in this day and age, I think Beyblade could make a comeback if they went through the AI route. I think they can really do well with that.
Anywhere. That's just more popular than ever.
I mean, like far as the show goes.
I think they still got a show. Well, maybe in Japan. I don't know if it's still in America. But that stuff's been kind of like going in America too for like a long time.
I think it's one of those low key things. Like, it's one where like it's for kids, but adults do enough of it that it can monetarily, companies can like continue to sell them and make some money off of it.
All that stuff. Beat 'em on caught on. I didn't think that was gonna catch on.
Battle Beat 'em on.
What's the other one?
I only know the name.
Bakugan was another one.
Car Fight Vanguard, and the other card one, Chaos or whatever.
Yeah,
those caught on.
I think it was like if you do a collectible with a well enough art, I think that's really all it is. Because like people don't necessarily need to play it because they look at like Pokemon cards. Yeah. Like so, fun fact: the other day I saw a post that like a lot of stores in Japan are making it illegal for adults to buy Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I like that
because of like all the. Because what I was talking about a couple episodes ago when I was like,
knock those kids out of the
like that, and like if Emma wants like a collectible or whatever, you can't even get it from the store. Like I have to order online. Like she doesn't get that excitement of going to the store and be able to buy it. And like I think that's what Japan is really trying to get. Because like we were kids, like you remember going into the store and like getting a pack of Pokemon cards and like just having it. My mom used to always wait till I got home to open it. So, like, I thought I was going to fucking explode. From the 10-minute drive from, like, Target or Walmart or wherever we were to drive home, I was literally about to explode to open up and look at these 10 cards.
Bro.
That was that feeling, though.
Your mom.
You can't take that away.
I wonder if that made it better. I mean, like, better as in, as you growing into an adult, it sort of kept you a little bit away from the gambling aspect that collectible card games can get you into.
I think so.
Because I gotta say, when Yu-Gi-Oh was hot, I'd go to the friggin' King Video right down from my school. I'd get those hot ass Legends of Blue Dragon booster sets. I'd pop that shit open immediately, and then immediately get disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I love the I don't know. I love the waiting aspect for something. Like I've always like, and I think that might be why I enjoy it so much. Or like, that's why I like reserving games, or like pre-ordering stuff, or like ordering stuff on Amazon. I just like the waiting process and like getting it later. Great. Like for like a lot of people like don't watch anime week to week because they're like, no, I'll just wait for it to pile up. And I'm like, no, I love that. I love that week when an episode comes out and like talking to people, theorizing, coming up with like ideas of what's going to happen on the next episode and talking about it, and then like being completely wrong when you see the next episode and doing it all over again. Mm-hmm. Like that's probably my favorite part of like any type of TV show fandom or whatever. It's like that week in between. It's like I don't really like binging stuff. Like I'd rather watch like 1 or 2 episodes at a time and just like talk about it and then do it all over again.
I never thought about that. I haven't patiently watched new episodes since cartoons was a thing. So
it gives you it's a different emotional release for it because I feel like too when you binge something, you really only watch half of it. Like because if you're watching 10, 12 episodes, you're watching them, but you're not paying attention to them. Whereas like if it's a 30-minute episode and you sit down and like I want to watch this show and it's a 30-minute episode, and like if that's the only one you want to watch, you're going to pay attention for all 30 minutes. But if you sit there and watch 5 hours or something, you're not going to watch 5 hours.
I can't say that because I absolutely devour Hunter x Hunter. Like in
I'm currently
3 days,
devouring Hunter x Hunter.
Like 3-4 days, and I all the details. I got to really dive into it later. I think to a degree, I definitely agree with what you're saying. But for the most part, nah, man, I was there. I didn't get the fan theories right away, of course, but at the time, man, and I got to keep up with like the stuff that just happened too.
Yeah, I watched Hunter x Hunter within it was like a week and a half. Like it was a short period for 130 some episodes, but like I definitely.
That was like the last one I binged though. Like I occasionally binge something, but I don't do it too much anymore.
No, I usually try to cap it at like 3 or 4 episodes. And then it's like, I'll either watch something else or just be done with it for the day.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, the last thing I binged actually was, it was Uncle from Another World. And I didn't binge it. No, I watched it. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed the journey, the slow wait. Although that particular anime had a lot of production problems, like COVID-related problems. Mm. So they had to take, I guess, a total like 4 months off.
Oh, geez.
In between certain parts because COVID popped up twice in their studio. So
Yeah.
But I enjoyed not binging it. It was, I enjoyed not binging. I can see where you're coming from with it. Although I am gonna binge Hunter x Hunter because
I mean, it's good. It is. It's real good.
Yeah, came out 12 years ago.
Speaking of binging stuff, whatever. People won't be binging stuff in a while because there's a huge writer strike going on now.
Again.
Remember
the last time writer strike came out? I remember
everything fell off.
The friggin' thing that got me the most was when the writer strike first happened way back when we were in high school. That was the episode. That was the time when the Family Guy episode came out. That was just The Bird is the Word. And that was the whole damn episode.
Oh, wow.
I remember watching that. I'm thinking, this is because of that damn strike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane must have wrote this shit. And he did not do a good job.
He didn't have any abilities left after the first couple seasons. So speaking of The Bird is a Word, I had a guy at work a couple months ago. He put it together. The bird is the word, what it actually means. He's like, because somebody said something like, yeah, flip the bird. And he's like, flip the bird. So the bird is the word. They just couldn't say the word. So they said the bird is the word. And I'm like, yeah, that was the whole point. You thought they were talking about a bird this whole time?
Oh.
Like, why would you say bird over and over and over again? That's dumb. And then he just sat there like, well, shit. Bullshit.
So they were just saying fuck over and over?
Yeah.
Oh.
The bird is the word.
Okay.
Fuck is the word.
Is it just fuck or is it fuck you?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's depending on like where at in the song, but yeah.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Alright.
Cool.
There you go. That's a fun fact. There you go, guys.
That is a fun fact. I didn't know.
Hey.
I didn't know.
The bird is the word. Flip people off.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. But yeah, this writer strike's gonna be interesting. I mean, it doesn't affect anything I watch because I don't watch anything that is not anime or manga based, and so like I don't really care.
Nerd.
For sure. But my rationale for this, when people always say this, is because of stuff like this. I don't ever have to worry about a writer strike because one person writes this story. They go on strike. They don't go on strike. They either go on break, they get sick or something, and they just pause it for a while. And then an anime, if the anime get canceled, I just read the manga.
Yeah.
If the manga gets canceled, that's just kind of it. I don't have to worry about it being a shitty run of it for 6 more seasons because some guy decided to like keep it going. It just doesn't happen. Because like a lot of people, I got into it because like people were talking about Power like back in the day. Like, do you watch Power? It's like, I'll wait till it's over to watch it. And it was like, why? Because I'm like, at the ending is garbage. I'm not going to watch it. And I was like, well, I don't need to know the ending. I just need to know that the fandom likes the ending. If the fandom likes the ending, I'll go back and watch it. If not, I don't watch real life TV shows.
Yes. Speaking of that, I never actually watched any of Game of Thrones. Because, I read all the books. And when the Game of Thrones show was coming out, oh boy, there was this silent, secret war between the book fans and the show fans.
Man.
And they were tossing mud. Well, okay, honestly, the book fans said everything that book fans always say.
Yeah.
But the show fans were all like, how's that last book going?
Yeah.
And the book fans just had to take that shit. That shit for years and years until we still ain't got the book.
Yeah, but that season 8 was the worst thing ever.
But
you got Elden Ring though.
But yeah, we got Elden Ring though. So yeah, eat that.
Funny. I got into one sort of heated argument with another author about because she really liked the show. She hadn't read the books, but she really liked the show, and I was just like, Arya and the Hound, that would not go down the way it went down. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I watched up until 2 seasons of the show. I thought it was fantastic. I really loved the job that the actors did, but I noticed they were changing names around, and I didn't want to mix stuff up with the books. So I decided to stop watching after that point because I was like, I really like the books. I really like the world it built up. I don't want to mess that world up in my head with these other details that don't fit that. But I was still kind of watching scenes here and there, kind of, because the actors do a really
they are really good. Yeah, for the clips I've seen.
And then I did keep up with like all the reviews from like the later seasons, and I did see the fallout of that, and that's just entertaining.
You just couldn't escape it at that time.
It was hilarious because I mean, like that when that happened too. Like when people asked me, same thing. I was like, the show's not going to end well. And they're like, why would you say that? And I'm just like, because these super big blockbuster shows never end well.
Yeah.
Look at Sopranos. Look at Power. Look at the Game of Thrones. I mean, look at all these big shows.
So there's those shows, and then there's Game of Thrones. There's a huge.
Yeah, I know. Game of Thrones is the like outlier because it was terribly terrible.
So you guys know what happened, right?
Oh no, please. Oh wait. Oh,
no, not the spoiler. What happened with the directors?
Oh, I was gonna say character stuff, but nah.
Don't tell me. I want to suffer this.
I'm gonna just say character assassination, just straight up.
Well, I know the behind the scenes of that. So,
me too.
George R. R. Martin, he gave them like snippets of what the character's end game would be, because he was like, I can't give you everything because I'm writing the book. So we gave them snippets, and they just went wherever they wanted to with it. Mm-hmm. But the directors of that last season, they got offered a job at Disney to direct some movies, the Star Wars movies. Yeah. But after Disney saw what they did to Game of Thrones, they got axed. Yeah. So they rushed through Game of Thrones, messed that up, and then they didn't get the job to do Star Wars, and that's why we got J.J. Abrams.
Wow.
And that's why the direction for Star Wars, the last couple movies, was like absolute chaos, because J.J. Abrams didn't know what the hell he was doing. He just...
Oh, that was, so JJ started Star Wars, and he did not have an idea what to do with the trilogy.
Correct.
There was no plan.
No plan. Just stuff happening.
And then the next guy came in, Rian Johnson, and he just did his own thing, killed some characters off, some series, very important characters, killed them off, introduced new physics into it that don't make sense compared to, just completely destroyed it. And then, he did some cool stuff too, also. But then JJ had to come in, and he just threw everything at the fucking wall, and it just somehow Palpatine returned.
You know,
the fact that somehow was the canon answer.
No, that's the first words of the movie of the crawl. Star Wars crawl.
Yeah,
somehow Palpatine.
The fact that that's canon is the best thing in the world to be.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Out of Pocket where they put in arbitrary. Somehow.
How did that go? The dead speaks. I think that's how it started. The dead speaks. And there was no mention of Palpatine before this movie started in the first word.
You know what was hilarious about that going into it? Because like I worked with a couple huge Star Wars fans or whatever, and they were like before the movie, and like when they were talking about Rey, I'm like if Rey's if she has a lightsaber, I'm like, her dad's Palpatine. And they were like, why would you think that? I'm like, the whole thing about Star Wars is balance. And Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son, right? Mm-hmm. So like the good person had an evil kid. The evil kid, his counterpart is Rey. Rey has to have an evil parent. And who's the evilest evil parent? Mm-hmm. And it was like, this was like a month or so before the movie came out. And they came in, and after they watched it on open night, it was like, how the fuck did you figure that out? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, because Star Wars is the simplest of simple storytelling. Everything is like too even. Everything has to be balanced. Like the whole point of Star Wars is balance and balancing the force. So I'm like, if you look at the story, everything that happens has an equal opposite reaction. I get it. That's how most stories take place. But Star Wars takes it to the utmost limit about it. Like everything has to be equal.
Yeah.
In comparison to Star Wars, like the opposite side of the coin, Game of Thrones just has shit happening. Just things occur. People have end goals, and the world may or may not allow that. The end.
You talking about the books or the show?
Yes.
The books have a very, very awesome cause and effect to everything. You'll see something a character's doing here that'll affect this character over here. Maybe a couple books down the line. Maybe a couple chapters down the line.
Yeah.
Now, if you're really perceptive, you may see clues in the books about plots that were undertaken in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, the first book was all about that. You know, Ned Stark and his investigations and stuff. But if you have like any kind of perception, you probably know who Jon Stark's. Jon Stark, Jon Snow. Yeah. You understand what Jon Snow's about, but it's not as cut and dried as Star Wars is. So shit happens
because you have like 14 pages of explaining food.
Powerhouse of the Cells and all, and that's why everyone loved Game of Thrones, because it's just stab and twist. You don't know who's gonna die, and. Well, I guess I got 8 seasons to enjoy that.
I like the way Game of Thrones did it, but I don't like the generic mimickers that come after that. Like, 'cause there's a lot of shows and like everything that try to like just kill off characters, and it just like it seems arbitrary after that. But I'm like, if you make, because like if you introduce a character and kill them off, like I don't care. Like you need to give me this character's emotions, their feelings, their end goals, their family if they have it, or the lack of their family if that. But like you need to make it make sense for this character to just get murked, because they're not. Couldn't care less.
Yeah, that's why it's on HBO. It fits with all the, like if you grew up watching like Sopranos or The Wire, you know, so I definitely, but it makes sense because, you know, the game is the game, you know.
Yeah, you know, and you know, especially the most interesting part of me is like when characters die, it's like how does it affect the world? Yeah. How does it affect certain characters? Yeah. And how does it push the story forward?
Yeah, that's what those HBO shows do really well.
Yeah, Game of Thrones does it. Like, Game of Thrones, main characters can die, and it'll feel very, very visceral, and it'll definitely affect the world. But they don't just kill them off to kill them off.
Yeah, you know, it's part of someone's plan or whatever.
But they just ain't immortal.
Yeah.
It's just like real life. I'm trying to think of a really good one. I mean, just like the way like war affects the world, the way like power grubbing affects the world, you know.
That is one thing that I think a lot of media need to really, really take from. It's like when you have like a big war, a big event, it's like don't have it fixed by the next episode or the next season. Like, you know, see the ramifications and like the ripple effects of that and like how it works. I think the Marvel Universe did a really good job of that, like the stuff after End War, especially like with Spider-Man and how the Vulture got his tech and stuff, and how that, like, there's like stuff like that. Like, you see the ripple effects and like how it affected people, good and bad. And I think that's a good exploration too, because a lot of places, well, a lot of media would just go like, it'll show the effects, but only like the bad side of effects, because like this is how you get the villains and your hero has to beat the villains. It's like, no, show both sides of the growth, or, you know, what happened, because it just makes it more impactful and it's just that much better at the end of it.
Oh, for sure. That's sweet kiss. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, that's that chef kiss. But, you know, well, none of that now because them writers is on strike, bruh.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm an old man. Like, I can't keep up with all this stuff. To me, it's just too much content. So
yeah, I agree, and it's like it's more like try to be like X, whatever the new hotness is. Yeah. Like everything tries to model after that. Like a lot of things don't try to be original, and then when you do get the one original thing or two original things after a while, then like everything else just tries to imitate that. Some blend it and like make it to its own thing, but a lot of them just try to do it and just ends up being worse, and then you're just like, ugh, and you deal with that for 5-6 years, and then start the cycle all over again.
Thinking about the freaking bucket of isekai animes there are, and how before that there was the vampires, before that there was the zombies, before that there was all the shonen battle anime, and
yeah, and it's like, you know, you see the trends, and it's like, you know, I always my favorite time period is always when the last trend and the new trend blend, and you get the new thing that's going to be the next trend for however many years. That's always my favorite point, is that the in between time.
What's the next thing?
Well, the next thing now is the dark shonens, like like Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, like the stuff like that, where it takes the shonen genre and like just makes it more realistic, where like people can die and you can't just wish. Demon Slayer, like you can't just wish them back. Like, you know, there are actual consequences for like things, and like the world is affected by like it's more anime Game of Thrones, really. Like, you know, you get the really in-depth stories and like the character building, the world building, but like death happens. Because I mean, like, for example, like I love One Piece more than anything, but realistically, like death just is happening more now in the manga because like it's going towards the end game, and I think he just doesn't want to deal with the rest of these characters. But before that, it was like death just didn't happen, you know. But it's like that wasn't the genre then. It was like, yeah, you could just be alive, happy-go-lucky type deal. But now it's like, no, people can die. It's cool.
Open chest.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Have you seen Vinland Saga?
Yeah, I have very mixed feelings about Vinland Saga.
I watched maybe 12 episodes of it. Is it a seinen or a shonen? I can't tell. Sometimes it seems shonen, but
it's technically a seinen because they put it in there with like everything I've seen is Berserk, Vinland Saga, and Vagabond. That is like the three. That's the trinity of seinen that, like, according to the anime world.
Nah, I wouldn't even. It's good. I do like it, but I wouldn't put it up there with those.
That's what people.
That's
what people think. But I'm like, I wouldn't either, because what I've seen all of Vinland Saga that's out right now. So season 1 and season 2, and the way I feel about it is it's meh. Because the first season is like, for anyone that's looking to watch it, I won't go too much deep into it. The first season is the main character's backstory. So like most shows, you start the story and eventually you get the main character's backstory. And I don't think they do a good job of like letting you know that's actually the point of it.
It's cool.
It's his backstory.
I'm fine with it.
It's kind of and then when the second season starts, it's kind of boring until like right now. Like it's very, I don't want to say boring because that's not fair, but it's like it's a lot of world building, like 15 episodes of world building before something actually happens. And I'm just like, bro, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in, because I mean, like 15 episodes is roughly three to four chapters a piece. So you're looking at 45 chapters, 50 chapters of like world building for a seinen. So it's like
based loosely on history. So like, is it necessary?
If it's based on history, you should be able to skip a lot of it by just saying it was the blah 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 era, a time of blah 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 and blah blah blah, and that's it. Yeah, no,
they go into excruciating detail. Like, don't get me wrong, like I feel like I'm a part of that world and going with it, but it's like at the same time, I don't care.
They're like, unless it is about politics. You do have to set the stage.
Yeah, everything's about politics. So you got the kings and like the king getting killed by the other king, and this king killing another king and becoming the king of more kings.
I felt like I was in that world till I saw Thorfinn do like the Naruto run, then I was like, fucking weeb.
I mean, technically, he might have invented the Naruto run. You know what I'm saying? He canonically in history.
With his twin daggers. What kind of Nordic fighter are you? Here's your big ass axe.
Well, he is the tiny Nordic fighter.
True. That's his whole thing. Is he is Naruto essentially. He's a Naruto character.
He is, because
Viking.
And because everyone else is like 6'8", 7 foot, and he's like 5'9" at best.
Even his dad's a huge mountain of a man.
Everyone is. He's the only one that's like 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah. So I'm fine with Thorfinn, but just his like weebness just makes me crack up every time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Vinland Saga, and I think people comparing it and putting it up there with like Berserk and stuff kind of like leaves me a little more off-putting too about it.
I see why it's the same sort of feel, but like to me it doesn't even come close to comparing.
Those are some big shoes to fill, man.
Big shoes to fill.
It's like, holy crap! Could you possibly aim any higher to compare them to?
Yeah, because if they would have did it like, because I like when like you see the pictures and it'll show a picture of Goku. Then it'll show like a picture of Naruto, Bleach, and Luffy like under Goku, and then it'll show like Deku, Tanjiro, and like another shonen character.
What is Deku doing there?
Because he's next generation of shonens, and like those pictures,
just alphabetical.
It must be,
but it's like I like when they do that, because it's like honestly Goku was like he's like the granddaddy of shonen. We know that, and then like you see all the other ones. Yeah, but like. No one knows who Kenshiro is. No one cares about Kenshiro. Like it's no one cares about Kenshiro. It just is what it is. And it's like the other side. Like if it was presented like that, where Guts is like big granddaddy and like Thorfinn was like grandson, I'm like, yeah, cool, that makes sense. But like when you put it in like the same tier as that, it's like, let's be realistic, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna say Thorfinn's like the Deku to. But I won't do that to Thorfinn.
All right, don't do that Thorfinn like that. I mean, they're about the same height, but that's about it.
Thorfinn's actually he's kind of cool.
Like I like his character growth. Like where I am in anime right now, like his character growth, I like the journey he took. I just wish it was like Ryan said, there was a lot of stuff you could have just cut that out.
Yeah.
Because they do travel time too. Like they do a lot of story over the travel, which I get, because it's like if you're going to take 5 days to get somewhere, you can like have story in that time or whatever. But it's like, you don't need to do that every time you travel somewhere. You know, sometimes you just be like, they traveled for 5 days. Yeah. It's like, cool. You know, all right. That's good. Let's get on with it. Because sometimes it's like, bruh.
Yeah. That's something I had to learn writing because I would always do that. Like, just have the whole time. For some reason, I just felt like you had to chronicle all that. But after a while, it's like, do I really have to? Nah, they probably don't want to read this again.
Yeah, it's like, you get it the first time or like, because, or if something like you want them to get derailed off their path, yeah, start telling them the path. But like, if they literally just go from like one city to another, they made it to the city. Like, they didn't go through the dangerous path, the craziest path there's ever, the path ever pathing. It's like, yeah, tell that story. But like, if they're just like literally taking the beaten road, it's like, nah, bro.
Just put in a loading screen.
I agree. All right.
Hell of a tangent.
That was a hell of a tangent. I don't remember where we started at. Oh, the writer strike. I think that's how this all started.
It was something about glitter, I think. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Some doors, some...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We must have been talking about anime the whole time. I don't know.
Maybe. The last chunk of it, for sure. But I think that's it for us today, guys. You guys got anything else?
I gotta pee.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I guess that's our
the big one now.
That's our cue to exit. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us for a little bit. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or Google Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts. Come say hi, leave us a comment, leave us a review. Or just come hang out, help us, and try to help us reach 1K.
So we can get them to play Minecraft.
So we can get us to play Minecraft, and we can
get all of them, including this guy, to play Minecraft.
Yeah, he's playing Minecraft. I'm going to quit my job, and we're going to give you guys more content.
Oh, what? I put in 2 weeks' notice.
Wah, 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 wah.
Surprise.
All right, on that note, may your bed stay warm, your pillow stay cold.
Stay perfect, chat.